February 7th, 2018, Wednesday of the 5th week in Ordinary Time.
A reading from the first book of Kings. The Queen of Sheba, having heard of Solomon's fame, came to test him with subtle questions. She arrived in Jerusalem with a very numerous retinue, and with camels bearing spices, a large amount of gold, and precious stones. She came to Solomon and questioned him on every subject in which she was interested. King Solomon explained everything she asked about, and there remained nothing hidden from him that he could not explain to her. When the Queen of Sheba witnessed Solomon's great wisdom, the palace he had built, the food at his table, the seating of his ministers, the attendance and garb of his waiters, his banquet service, and the burnt offerings he offered in the temple of the Lord, she was breathless. The report I heard in my country about your deeds and your wisdom is true, she told the king, though I did not believe the report until I came and saw with my own eyes. I have discovered that they were not telling me the half. Your wisdom and prosperity surpass the report I heard. Blessed are your men, blessed these servants of yours, who stand before you always and listen to your wisdom. Blessed be the Lord, your God, whom it has pleased to place you on the throne of Israel. In his enduring love for Israel, the Lord has made you king to carry out judgment and justice. Then she gave the king 120 gold talents, a very large quantity of spices and precious stones. Never again did anyone bring such an abundance of spices as the Queen of Sheba gave to King Solomon. The word of the Lord.
The responsorial psalm. The response is, "The mouth of the just murmurs wisdom." Commit to the Lord your way. Trust in him, and he will act. He will make justice dawn for you like the light. Bright as the noonday shall be your vindication. The mouth of the just murmurs wisdom. The mouth of the just man tells of wisdom, and his tongue utters what is right. The law of his God is in his heart, and his steps do not falter. The mouth of the just murmurs wisdom. The salvation of the just is from the Lord. He is the refuge in time of distress. And the Lord helps them and delivers them. He delivers them from the wicked and saves them, because they take refuge in him. The mouth of the just murmurs wisdom.
A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Mark. Jesus summoned the crowd again and said to them, "Hear me, all of you, and understand. Nothing that enters one from outside can defile that person, but the things that come out from within are what defile." When he got home away from the crowd, his disciples questioned him about the parable. He said to them, "Are even you likewise without understanding? Do you not realize that everything that goes into a person from outside cannot defile, since it enters not the heart but the stomach, and passes out into the latrine? Thus he declared all foods clean. But what comes out of a man, that is what defiles him. From within the man, from his heart, come evil thoughts, unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, envy, blasphemy, arrogance, folly. All these evils come from within, and they defile." The Gospel of the Lord.
Our first reading is from 1 Kings 10, 1-10. In this passage we hear about how the Queen of Sheba visits Solomon. Now, where exactly is Sheba? Some people say it's Ethiopia or Eritrea in Africa. Most people say that it's probably Yemen, in the very southern part of the Arabian Peninsula. She comes and she brings gifts to Solomon because she's heard that he's the wisest man on earth, and she wants to attend him while she can witness his wisdom. Now remember, wisdom was knowing the ways of God, but it's also knowing the ways of the world. Things that we would consider botany, biology, even to the point of magic, knowing spells, incantations. She brings a great gift to Solomon, and that was expected, that when kings and queens would visit one another, they would bring a great gift, and usually the hosting king or queen would give a great gift in return. They had to show extravagant hospitality. The Gospel is from Mark 7:14 to 23. Jesus, who has been speaking about the Pharisees, continues to interpret the law in a way that is more spiritual. He says, what's outside of you can't make you unclean. It's what's inside. Remember, the Pharisees had all these impurity laws that if you touch this, if you do that, you'll become impure. And Jesus says that's not what it's all about. That if you were to eat something impure, it ends up in the latrine, so don't worry about it. It's impure. It's what's in your heart that really counts. If in your heart you have evil thoughts, unchastity, theft, murder, adultery, greed, malice, deceit, licentiousness, blasphemy, arrogance, folly, if we have vices that are rooted in our hearts, then our lives will be filled with vice. But if we have what is good in our lives, then we'll be filled with what is good. In Philippians 4, we hear that we're supposed to surround ourselves with things that are good, pure, honorable, holy. If we fill our life with good things, if we fill our hearts and eyes and our spirit with good things, then we'll be able to live a good life. If we don't, then we'll end up living lives that are impure to the core. And may God bless us.